Alright, so are you excited about probability? Probability finds huge application across different fields, from quantum physics to mathematics to computer algorithms. A lot of things depends on probability. Even if you have not heard about the word probability, you must have heard about chance. Like, for example, what are the chances of me bumping into my friend into a local restaurant? Or what are the chances of me finding a 500 rupee note on the road? Very less, right? So we come across such events every day, and that is called probability. So I'm going to start with a very basic, simple experiment. In that experiment, we are going to toss a coin. Let's toss the coin. So when we toss the coin, there are two possible outcomes. We can either get a heads or we can get a tails. So as you can see, there are only two possible outcomes. One is heads and the other one is tails. So what are the chances of getting heads? We know that getting heads is only one of the possible outcomes, and the total number of outcomes is 2, head and tails. So probability of getting heads is 1 by 2, that is half. And similarly, probability of getting tails is half too, because only one of the outcomes is tails. So when you flip a coin, you'll either get a heads or a tails, and if it's a tails, then you got a tails and the event happened. So the outcome of that is 1, and the total number of outcomes possible is 2, and only one thing out of those two things happened. So the probability of getting tails is 1 by 2. Now so getting heads when you toss the coin is an event. Anything that happens is an event. An outcome or a result is an event. And in this particular example, the outcome of getting heads or tails both were equally likely. So getting heads or tails are equally likely outcomes. And then third thing which you need to know is an experiment. What is an experiment? An experiment is something, a process which results in some well-defined outcome. So flipping a coin is an experiment because there are only two possible outcomes, so it has well-defined outcomes. It could either be heads or it could be tails. The fourth thing which you need to know, a very basic term, is sample space. What is sample space? So when we flip this coin, we get either heads or tails. So there are only two possible outcomes, either heads or tails. So S is defined as sample space, and it has only two possible outcomes, heads and tails.